Hi guys, cleaning up my Lightroom library. I stumbled over an image which makes a pretty good example for how to practically use the patch tool in Photoshop. This is straight out of camera and it's unfortunately quite blurry. However, for that it is the perfect example for this demonstration. So first of all, I press the R key to set Photoshop into the crop mode. Then check that the lock here is unlocked, the aspect lock is unlocked. I pre-crop that a little bit like so, and watching that the lower bird is about in the middle, and that's sufficient enough. Press enter, right click, edit in Adobe Photoshop. Now we have it open in Adobe Photoshop, and first of all select the layer, press Command or Control J for making a copy of it. Then go to the patch tool, and with the patch tool just start to select your image. There are several possibilities. For example, you can just make a circle like that. Let's press Command or Control D. Or you can press the Option key on Mac. I do not know what it is on PC. And you see, while holding the Option key pressed, I can... So, next thing is you have to select the patch mode to normal. The source and destination, you have to set the destination, check the transparent, and I set the diffusion about 5 or 6. So then you can grab the bird and patch it, for example, to, yeah, let's say like so, this place. What I want to achieve is these birds are fighting about the fish the lower bird has in his beak. And with this distance, it looks a little bit boring. So if I put the upper bird behind the lower bird, it looks a little bit more, they are chasing each other. Next, I click on the lasso tool. I have here the polygonal lasso. Select the upper bird. Then I select File. Edit, Content Aware Fill. And that's the new Content Aware Fill. It completely removes automatically the bird. If you have an older version of Photoshop which does not offering this, just click Edit and on Fill. And then in Fill, select Content Aware, Color Adaption, Mode Normal, Opacity 100%. And yeah, why not preserve transparency, and shoot, and bang, that removes the bird also. And it also, if you see it, it keeps up with the noise of the image. That's pretty important, because if you use here some kind of content aware fill, the content aware mostly or often removes also the noise, and that looks very patchy if you process the image later. Okay, let's press Command Control 0. Now there is a little issue left, and that's, by the way, I'm pressing the Z key and the left mouse key and just drag diagonal while holding the Z key pressed for zooming in from the top left corner to the top right corner, and doing the opposite, holding the Z key pressed and moving the mouse from the lower right corner to the upper left corner. It zooms out. Okay, let's focus here with the magnification glass on the part you want to zoom in. Click and just drag, and it zooms in exactly where I want to. Then I'm still here in the lasso tool. I press H for hand, or if you retain with the lasso tool, If you want to stick with the lasso tool, just hold the space key pressed and you can move your image around here. What I want to do now is, we have now here this issue that both of these wings are blending each other, and how to remove this part of that wing. And that's a very easy trick. You just zoom in until you achieve the pixel level of the image. And now just look, you can count here 1, 2, 3 pixels. So we need here a feathering of 3 pixels. That's how I do it, and I achieve absolutely amazing results with it. I select the feathering 3 pixels. It's already set here because I practice, of course, before recording the video. Then I have my polygon lasso tool selected and I click here. Just let's zoom in a little bit. I click here right about in the middle of this transition line. I set my first point, then here the next one, about here the next one, then about here the next one, and here the next one. And now it's super unimportant how precise you are. Now here a little bit precise again, about in the middle of the blur transition. Here one point, about here, and a little bit here, and then it goes back to here, and then here it's again, it doesn't matter what we are selecting. So now press D for default colors. That resets these colors here to black and white. And just to remove this part, we do not want to have any from the layer we corrected. Hold the Option key pressed, and now press or click on the mask icon, add layer mask, and bang, we have the wing removed. And that looks perfect because we set this feather transition to the number of pixels we counted and just made our line right in the middle of the blur, and that's it. So as a last step, we can crop this thing. Let's set it to 4:5. Then we have it Instagram compliant. And let's zoom in here a little bit. Now I always check in the navigator, the smaller icon of the image, how the proportions of the crop are. That looks pretty off. I go to view. Let's go to views and disable the snapping. Then I just drag it a little bit to this position. I want to have the upper wing here and this wings here a little bit perfectly centered all over the image, and that looks good. And in kind of this image, we can check here delete cropped pixels because it completely doesn't matter. Shoot, that's it. So I will put the link to this image below in the description, and have fun to repeat that or to do it by yourself. As a last step, because it completely doesn't matter, here I click here on the image. You have to, on Photoshop it depends, if you click on one of these squares here, you get sometimes different pop-up menus as you click, for example, here on the mask or here on the layer itself. And if you click on the layer position itself, you see here flatten image, and I completely flatten down the image. This enables Photoshop to compress the file best and retains you the smallest Photoshop files. Then I just close it, so click save, and we're done. And we have here now, come on, okay, I set this to green, oops, G, and let's also activate the green ones. And we have here now a beautiful, with F you can watch it full size, E, 100% fit. F, click, that's the 100% size. And we have here now a beautiful image. These two, what is it? Common turns, it's in English, chasing each other. This one want the fish of that one. It's in nature, it's all about food and sex, and that's it. Bye guys.